So, in kinetic theory of gases, today we discuss degree of freedom. What is this degree of freedom? To know this, see, whenever we take a gas, the gas contains large number of atoms or molecules. In every gas, this gas molecule contains both kinetic energy and potential energy. Therefore, total energy is equal to kinetic energy plus potential energy. But when we take an ideal gas, then there is no interaction between atoms or molecules. Because of no interaction, potential energy of the atoms or molecule becomes zero. Then total kinetic energy is equal to, total energy is equal to kinetic energy of the atom or molecule, or total energy of the gas is equal to summation of kinetic energy of all molecules. So today if I consider an ideal gas means, see, the energy of atom or molecule is nothing but its kinetic energy, right? See, next, see, whenever we look at an atom in the space, because gas means we have taken a container, the container has 3 degrees of freedom: x-axis, y-axis and z-axis. So whenever a molecule is moving, it can move along x-axis, y-axis and z-axis. It means it has velocity along x-axis, it has velocity along y-axis and it has velocity along z-axis. Means it has kinetic energy, along x-axis, it has kinetic energy along y-axis, it has kinetic energy along z-axis. Then I am talking about the single atom. Then total energy of the atom is equal to kinetic energy of the molecule along x-axis plus kinetic energy of the atom along y-axis plus kinetic energy of the atom along z-axis. See, in this case, while writing the total energy of the gas atom, when I am writing total energy of the gas atom, in this expression we have 3 independent terms. It means to express the total energy of a gas atom, we need 3 independent terms. If it is a molecule, say it is a diatomic molecule, diatomic. So you know diatomic molecule has 2 atoms like this. So these 2 in the space, these 2 atoms together move along x-axis, means it has kinetic energy along x-axis. These 2 molecules together move along y-axis, means it has kinetic energy along y-axis. 2 molecules together move along z-axis, therefore it has kinetic energy along z-axis. Along with these 3 kinetic energies, see, whenever we have a diatomic molecule. So along with this translational motion, it can rotate also. Therefore, it has a rotational kinetic energy. Rotational kinetic energy along one axis. Say it is a y-axis. It is a y-axis. Similarly, when I take like this is an axis, or see, this is the axis like this. It can rotate along this axis also. Say that is z-axis or x-axis, whatever. Okay, x-axis means I am taking this as x-axis, this as y-axis, and this is z-axis. It means along with these three translational kinetic energies, it has two rotational kinetic energies. Means the energy of diatomic molecule can be expressed in five independent terms. So these number of independent terms in the expression of energy of a molecule is called degree of freedom. Therefore, degree of freedom is nothing but number of independent terms in the expression of energy. In the expression of energy is called as degree of freedom. When I take single atom means monoatomic. Mono means single. Okay. In monoatomic, we have three independent terms. That is, all three are translational kinetic energies. Therefore, it has 3 degree of freedom. In a diatomic molecule, we have 5 independent terms. Out of 5, 3 are translational kinetic energies and 2 are rotational kinetic energies. Hence, diatomic molecule has a 5 degree of freedom. Similarly, when I take a triatomic linear, triatomic non-linear. Triatomic non-linear is nothing but polyatomic also, right? So as I said in case of diatomic, similarly you can express for triatomic non-linear. Say this is a triatomic molecule or polyatomic. Whatever may be the number of atoms, all number of atoms can be distributed in 3 dimensions. Okay, therefore even that is a triatomic or polyatomic, all are same only. See here, all 3 can move along x-axis, 1. All 3 can move along y-axis, 2. All can move along z-axis, 3. Means even polyatomic or triatomic non-linear has 3 translational kinetic energies, and once they can rotate about y-axis, or they can rotate about x-axis, or like this they can rotate about z-axis also. Means it has 3 translational and 3 rotational kinetic energies. Hence, in the expression of energy, they have 6 independent terms. Therefore, triatomic non-linear or polyatomic molecule has 6 degree of freedom. Therefore, in this present situation, for NEET or JEE or KCET, try to remember degree of freedom means number of independent terms in the expression of energy of a molecule. Okay, let's take one by one. First, monoatomic. First, monoatomic. Wait for a minute. See, or in general, before going to this atomicity, in general we'll write. See here, this degree of freedom, today I am representing by alphabet F. Alphabet F. Okay, so ratio of specific heats. Ratio of specific heats, that is gamma. You know it is nothing but Cp divided by Cv. That already I have taken in the last topic. And this Cp can be written as R divided by gamma minus 1. Sorry, the Cv. Then Cp can be written as gamma into Cv. And especially this gamma can be written as 1 plus 2 by F. Okay. So these equations already you have studied in previous topics and previous videos. So today let us go for one by one. Okay. See, now I'll take monoatomic. Monoatomic. So for monoatomic, it has three translational. It has three translational kinetic energies. Hence, since it has three translational kinetic energies in the expression of total energy, now I can write three translational kinetic energy. Hence, second point, therefore number of degrees of freedom are 3. Then gamma is equal to 1 by 1 plus 2 by F. If you substitute F is equal to 3, then gamma is equal to, I think it's a 5 by 3. Calculate yourself. 5 by 3. 5 by 3. Okay. Then CV can be written as R divided by gamma minus 1. R divided by gamma minus 1. So we know that here gamma minus 1 is equal to 5 by 3 minus 1 means it is 2 by 3. Therefore, if I write here, or otherwise also you can write gamma minus 1 is nothing but 2 by F. 2 by F means it is F by 2. It is Fr divided by 2. Then CV can be written as, F means number of degrees of freedom, that is 3. R by 2 is CV. Okay. Then CP is equal to gamma into CV. Already CV is 3R by 2. Gamma means it is 3. Okay. Hope somewhere it is okay, 3 into 3r by 2. Mostly it is, check the calculation once because somewhere I made a mistake. It's a 2 by f by 2. Okay, right, sorry, it's a gamma, not I am writing f here, it's a gamma. So gamma means 5 by 3, CV means 3 r by 2, 3 cancel, then CP can be written as 5 r by 2. This is for monoatomic gas. Now you can go for diatomic. Diatomic gas molecule. For diatomic gas molecules, I said the expression for total energy consists of three translational kinetic energies and two rotational kinetic energies. Hence, the number of degrees of freedom is 5. Number of degrees of freedom is 5. Then gamma is equal to 1 by 2 by f. If you substitute f is equal to 5, then it is 7 by 5. 7 by 5. Then Cp or Cv can be written as Fr by 2. You know, F means number of degrees of freedom is 5, R by 2. Then Cp can be written as gamma into Cv. So gamma is 7 by 5. Cv is nothing but 5r by 2. So 5 cancel. 7r by 2 is Cp for diatomic gas molecule. Here triatomic nonlinear, triatomic nonlinear or polyatomic So, you know, this triatomic, nonlinear or polyatomic has three translational kinetic energy and three rotational kinetic energy. Hence, total degrees of freedom, number of degrees of freedom are 6. Then gamma is equal to 1 plus 2 by f, means I think it is 8 by 6 or 4 by 3 is the gamma. Then Cv is nothing but Fr by 2. Here F is 6. 6 by 2 is 3. It's a 3R. Then Cp is gamma into Cv. Gamma is 4 by 3. Cv is 3R. Therefore, total is 4R. Okay. So this is for monoatomic, it is a diatomic, and it is triatomic. Okay, please note down. After this degree of freedom, next we'll take law of equipartition of energy. So next is law of equipartition of energy. What this law of equipartition of energy say? It says energy of a molecule per degree of freedom. Energy, average energy. Average energy of a molecule per degree of freedom. According to this law of equipartition of energy, it says energy of a molecule per degree of freedom. Say energy of a molecule I'll represent by U. Degree of freedom is F. That is U by F is equal to half K T, where K is Boltzmann's constant, T is the temperature. So you know very well K is nothing but R divided by Avogadro number, and its value is equal to 1.38 into 10 to the power minus 23 joule per Kelvin. It is our energy of a molecule per degree of freedom according to equipartition of energy. So here I can write U by F is equal to half KT. If I send F that side, energy of a molecule is equal to F KT divided by 2. This is the energy of a molecule, of a molecule, for one molecule. Okay. For n number of molecules, see, I can write here for n number of molecules, I can write U is equal to, just it is multiplied by n, F K T by 2, right? Since we know that K is nothing but R by Na, if I substitute that here, U can be written as this NF, I'll write as it is, N F I'll write as it is. Instead of K it is R by Na. This 2 I will write here only into T. Since we know that, I told earlier also, yes, small n means number of moles is equal to N by Na. This is nothing but number of moles of the gas. Then energy of n moles of a gas can be written as, this is nothing but small n, F RT by 2, right? So this expression is very very important for our further discussion, right? So based on this we got a question in 2017. In 2017, okay, yes, in 2017 or 16 there was a question on this expression. Directly you would have written the answer. Okay, so this is energy of one molecule, this is energy of n molecules, this is energy of n moles of a gas. Okay, now you can write for monoatomic. Here F is 3, diatomic 5, triatomic 6. You can substitute and get the energy of n moles of different gases. Okay, you can make a table and complete yourself. Okay, so this is law of equipartition of energy. Now as I said, in 2018 there was a question. So question was in 2018 NEET. Question was, see 2 moles of oxygen, 2 moles of oxygen and 4 moles of argon are mixed. Then what is the total internal energy? U is equal to how much? At temperature T. At temperature T. So options were in RT. Options were in R and T. Right? So then simple. As we know, it is a mixture. Therefore, total internal energy is equal to internal energy of oxygen plus internal energy of argon. I'll write it directly. Okay, here. N means number of moles. Oxygen has 2 moles. F, degree of freedom. Oxygen is a diatomic. So degree of freedom is 5 RT by 2 plus argon, 4 moles of argon. F, degree of freedom, argon is monoatomic, therefore it is 3 RT divided by 2. So this 2 get cancels, we left with 5 RT plus 2 ones are 2 twos are 6 RT. So total energy of the gas is 11 RT, right? So this is the answer. It is a 2018 NEET problem. Please note down. See 2016 NEET okay, NEET 2016. There was a question on VRMS of a gas is 200 meter per second, 200 meter per second at temperature T and pressure P. That P is equal to, say, normal pressure 1 into 10 to the power 5 Newton per meter square. Okay, I think temperature is also given, that is a 27 degrees Celsius. Now, what is the VRMS of the same gas? VRMS of the same gas at temperature 127 degrees Celsius and pressure is 0.05 into 10 to the power 5 Newton per meter square. Please try yourself. See here, directly no need to go much detail. See, we know that VRMS is directly proportional to the absolute temperature T. Sorry, root of absolute temperature T. So, it means it depends on temperature. But pressure is given. But your given pressure is not at all useful. Because we know that VRMS can be written as under root of 3P by rho. But we know that under root of 3P, rho means mass by volume. Mass by volume. Here I'll write rho means m by v. If I write divided by means it is v by m. M means mass of the gas. We know that PV is equal to nRT by capital M. So here we are not changing the gas, therefore number of moles remains same, mass remains same, R remains same, 3 is a number. Hence directly I can say VRMS directly proportional to root of temperature. Hence say VRMS in the second case divided by VRMS in the first case is equal to under root of T2 divided by T1. Right? Now you can substitute and simplify. T2 means temperature in the second case. As you know, we should convert this into Kelvin. 127 degrees Celsius means it is 400 Kelvin. 27 degrees Celsius means it is 300 Kelvin. Hope you can simplify yourself. See. VRMS in the second case divided by it is 200 is a VRMS in the first case is equal to, if I take 400 root, it will be 20 by root 300. Hope you can simplify yourself. It is a 4000 divided by root 300 meter per second, or 4 divided by root 300 kilometer per second. Depends on the situation, you can modify the options. Please note down. This you can modify also. Still you can modify because this can be cancelled. It will be 2, it will be root 3. I think it's 400 divided by root 3 meter per second is the answer. So 2018, NEET 2018. So question is, at what temperature oxygen atom can escape out from gravitational force of the earth? Means V T is equal to, yes, how much? For escape from gravitational force of Earth was the question. Here mass of the oxygen molecule, I think it was 2.67 into 10 to the power minus 26 kg is given, and K is also given as 1.38 into 10 to the power minus 23 joules per Kelvin. Right? See, as we know that to escape out of gravitational force of the Earth, this molecule should acquire a velocity equal to escape velocity, that is equal to 11.2 kilometer per second. Here this molecule gains this velocity or this kinetic energy from temperature, means heat. Hence for escape, thermal kinetic energy should be greater than kinetic energy for escape. Thermal kinetic energy, I am talking oxygen atom. Atom means it is monoatomic. Therefore 3 kT by 2, actually it is NKT by FKT by 2. For monoatomic it is 3, number of degrees of freedom is 3, should be greater than half mVe square. This 2 get cancels, we want T, therefore T should be greater than or equal to m into escape velocity square divided by 3 into K, right? T is equal to, m means 2.67 or 76 something is there, 2.76, I don't remember exactly, it may be 2.76 into 10 to the power minus 26. Escape velocity is 11.2 kilo means 10 to the power 3 whole square divided by 3 into Boltzmann constant is 1.38 into 10 to the power minus 23. Now simplification, see T is equal to 3 ones are 3.92, 0.92 into, see actually I'll approximate the values, 11.2 I will take nearly equal to 11, 11 square is 121 into 10 to the power minus 26, this 10 to the power plus 6 divided by 1.38 into 10 to the power minus 20. Sorry, if it goes up it will be plus 23, plus 23 plus 6 is plus 29, minus 26 is nothing but plus 3. Okay, that we can write later, it is plus 3, minus 23 plus 23. Okay, so T here we have to approximate. This is, if you take nearly equal to 1, this is 120 divided by 1.38 around nearly equal to. So this value must be, if I take less, it becomes smaller than 120 into 10 to the power 3, okay, divided by 1, but greater than, somewhere it's a mistake, okay, it's a right, greater than 120 divided by 2. Calculation from here onwards, calculation is yours, okay, please do it. If I have options, I might have predicted here only, because that options all have 10 to the power 4, okay, all have 10 to the power 4. So if I take 10 to the power 4, it will be 12 by 1.38 into 10 to the power 4. You can take it is 12. It is like this. So options, temperature is less than 12 but greater than 6 into 10 to the power 4. Their options are 2 point something, 3 point something, I think one more is 6 point something, 8 point something is there. I think 2 is not there. I think some 5 is there. 5 is there, and 12 point something is there. So here greater than 6, less than 12 means only option is 8 point something. Okay, that is your answer. So this completes our kinetic theory of gases. In next we'll start oscillations. Probably that oscillations I may take as a live class.